You're listening to the Moral Conservative Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Moral Conservative. I'm your host, Zack Warden, and we have an awesome video for you today. So, I don't know if you guys have been watching everything that's going on. I sure hope you are. Everything with Biden thinking that he is president, I'm here to tell you, Biden is not our president. So, please don't believe what the media is telling you about Biden being the president. And here's why. The media does not decide the presidency. The Senate does. I don't know if you guys are familiar with what happened with Al Gore and Bush, which you will hear from other YouTubers and other third-party media outlets or commentators such as I am, that the Democrats learned with Al Gore and Bush scenario that if they can get the people to believe that Joe Biden won, it's going to be even harder to prove that he didn't. Now, why do I say that? Well, here's why. We already have so much voter fraud going on around the country so far. If you don't think that's true, then I'm sorry. Obviously you're not doing your due diligence and you're not watching and seeing what's going on in the world today. So, a little bit about what is going on. First of all the news media outlets gave out the wrong numbers. Not one of them had the same numbers. CNN decided to call Arizona when they shouldn't. I'm lost for words, folks. It's quite interesting what the Democrats are trying to do. And it blows my mind that some people want to sit here and say about this transition of power, right? Which I totally understand that. Trump has said multiple times that if Biden wins fair and square, Trump will do a transfer of power peacefully. He's said that multiple times. Just like he says he's condemned the neo-Nazis, all the negative things that the Dems keep asking him to say, instead of focusing on what's going on. Here I am rambling again. So, thankfully, the Trump campaign, Rudy Giuliani, and all of them have caught this and started the lawsuits. Okay? Lawsuits were made on Wednesday in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia by Rudy Giuliani and the Trump campaign. They have gone out there and talked with the people and given them explanations on why they're doing this. And it's funny because Rudy Giuliani just did a press conference the other day, yesterday I believe, and one of the media outlets asked, but where's the evidence of voter fraud? So actually I have two for you today, and this is quite interesting. So here, as you can see,
is marking the ballots.
There's a woman
I filmed
right
her a
across
half
from a
hour
man.
ago doing 6, and she's still working at it.
And she seems to be
Let's stamp it. Received.
writing on the ballot.
And let's fill in our 6 blanks.
And then look at that. She stamps it. I thought the observers weren't supposed to be doing that. I thought they're there to count. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe their job is to sit there and just count the ballots professionally alongside a Democrat and a Republican watching them, which, by the way, we'll get into that in a minute as well. There was none. So that's evidence number one. That's already a valid indication that that needs to be overseen, and those ballots in that spot needs to be counted again. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care the time that it takes. That's evidence number one. That's just one group of evidence. That's all you need when it comes to this. All right? It's in our Constitution, fellas and ladies. Right there. I suggest you should get one of these, a lot of you. It's very handy. And now I'm going to take you to video 2. We have this one. This is my favorite because this lady gets all surprised. So here we go. We have a gentleman that obviously was in the lounge or somewhere downstairs from the actual ballot counting. And he's using his phone, and here you go.
Hi. Hey, so you with the elections? You're the Bureau of Elections, right?
Well, what, I mean, I'm just a volunteer.
Oh,
Just wondering
dumbfounded.
okay, I understand you're a volunteer and you're just doing your job. What's all these? Are these mail-in ballots or what's these coming in?
What are these?
Uh-huh.
These are my on tape here?
What's that?
Am I on
Oh,
tape?
yeah, you are
Yeah,
on
'cause we're
tape.
wondering
This is
why
fraud.
are ballots being handled down here and not up there with the elections? So we're curious about that.
Okay, yeah, the gentleman who's in charge of this, I think, should be...
And then passes the buck. So what happened there is a gentleman went downstairs to wherever this was and saw a woman working on ballots all by herself. Nobody was there except for another lady that you'll see in the video. Or I don't think you'll see it in the video, but in a longer video, if you find it online, that there's a lady over there, one lady, having lunch or whatever. So they might be in a lunchroom or something. And the guy confronts them, and she's like dumbfounded. Because she's like, oh crap, I'm caught. Because she knows. They know. They don't have to act stupid. Or they act stupid because they know. And he confronts her straight up. He's like, what are you doing down here? This is not where our ballots are supposed to be. The ballots are supposed to be upstairs being counted. Absolutely. There's evidence number 2. Dos. Okay? Right there. That place needs to be shut down. The right people need to come in. The Justice Department. Okay, which I'll get into that as well, because I'm not very happy with Bill Barr and the Justice Department right now. They are not going in and doing their job. I mean, come on, folks. It's all out there. This is total fraud. They are trying to steal the election. Okay? And we need to stand up and say no. Okay? I know everybody feels like they can't do anything right now. I understand that. I this past few days I've been feeling like that. I'm not going to lie to you. But you know what? We need to stand up, we need to come together, and we need to say no. You notice how we know that this election has been taken, and there has been protests of Republicans all over these states. And you notice not one riot. Not one riot. There's nobody breaking into businesses. There's nobody hurting anybody. They're there to speak their minds and say enough is enough. That's it. You didn't see that with BLM. You didn't see that with Antifa. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you probably had a little bit of, there were good people in BLM that believe in the good part of BLM, but that can be another video. So, I suggest to you guys, please do your due diligence. And I know we're a young channel, and trust me, we're going to learn, and we're going to get better, and we're going to give you better content. And we need your help as well. Help us critique. Give us some comments down below, okay? But I urge you to do your due diligence. You need to, because the future of this country depends on it. And we need to keep this country great. Because if we don't, it's going to be bad, okay? It will. I'm going to be blatantly honest with you. Okay, so we'll go back to Michigan. Okay, now I believe, producer, this was election night, I believe. All right, so at night before everyone went to bed, okay, Donald Trump was at 2,200,902 votes, which put him at 51.64%. Joe Biden was at 1,992,356. Sorry, my eyes are terrible. And that put him at 46.75%. How is it that overnight, which technically wasn't even overnight, it was a few hours, right, producer? Donald Trump was at 2,200,902 votes, which turned out to be, well, we'll go back to that in a second. Joe Biden came up to be 2,130,695 votes. Folks, that's impossible. I mean, they must have had the Flash doing all their counting at that time. Because how do you get over 130,000 votes in a few hours? There's no way. There's no way, folks. So there was a lot of tampering there. I don't know, folks. I mean, a lot of people want to say the Democrats are dumb. Yeah, they are dumb to a certain extent, but I have to tell you guys, they are not dumb. They have the time, the money, and the people to back them up with this stuff. Okay? And it's scary. It's very scary. Luckily, Justice Alito serves order to Pennsylvania to segregate ballots received after 8 p.m. on Election Day. Turns out 6,000 votes were for Trump due to glitch in the software used for the counts. Which I'm hearing and that I've seen that almost 30 states have used the same software. Now, I had a theory. This is just my theory and this is just my opinion, but I want to know what you guys think. Who made that software? Could it have come from China? Who knows? That's a mystery. I'd like to get into that. I think we could do that, producer, right? We could find out more information on that and who made that, correct? Awesome. All right. Folks, Like I said, and I got to say it again, we need to stand up. Okay? Go out there. Find the information. Get it out there. Tell your friends. Okay? Don't be afraid to stand up to the people. Okay? When, let's say, let's say you're in the grocery store. Okay? And for whatever reason, you get into a conversation dealing on Joe Biden or whatever. And they say, Joe Biden's our president. Deal with it. You're like, no, we're not going to deal with it. Okay? Joe Biden is not elected president. And you could say this respectfully if you want to. That's just me. I will. That's what I do. Joe Biden is not our president. He hasn't been elected by the Senate, folks. Okay? The media can't just sit there and say that he's the president. So, I urge you today to please keep an open mind and help support what's going on right now. We are going to take these people to court. Okay? And Rudy Giuliani and the Trump campaign, they're not stupid. They're getting on this. All right? Well, that's all I have for today, folks. I'm glad you guys came. I really appreciate the support that we got on our first intro video. I do apologize for my... That was the first one, folks. We're going to be learning, okay? I need you. You got to give me that support. Hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends. Also, I didn't say this in the intro, but I really think that you should hit that notification button so you can get notified when we post new content. And yes, please hit that like button. And like I said, please leave a comment, folks. I know we're a new channel, and I know we're going to get the criticism, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. Give me the criticism. Help me out. Okay? Now, I will tell you this. If y'all are just, if there's comments on there that are just strictly negative, I'm not going to deal with, I'm not going to comment. Okay? I just want to say that flat out, straight up. There you go. All right, folks. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.